Welcome back to another video. So on here we're going to be talking about Forza Motorsport 7 versus Forza Motorsport. So on here we're going to be comparing both the games against Korea, internet and no internet, online hoppers, what it's like buying a car and upgrading a car, tuning a car, and the difference in the tracks as well. And we're going to have an overall conclusion at the end. I will timestamp everything at the beginning, and I won't be talking in between showing the clips on each game. I'll talk after the clip is shown. So on the first section we're going to be talking about the career mode. So I'm going to show the Forza Motorsports 8 career and the Forza Motorsports 7 career. So when it comes to career, personally it's all subjective to who likes what the best. Personally, I like the layout of Forza Motorsport 8 slightly better than the layout on Forza Motorsport 7 when it comes to career mode. Forza Motorsport 8 just feels a little bit better and a little bit smoother, whereas on Forza Motorsport 7 you can kind of like jump between career options and stuff like that, and there isn't really much of a career on Forza Motorsport 7, whereas on Forza Motorsport 8 it is constantly getting updated and new things getting added to the career mode. So I think the career actually is slightly better on Forza Motorsport 8 in my personal opinion. So now we are going to have a look at what the games are like when you've got no internet. Now the reason why this is very important is because I've had many a times where my internet's gone out and I still want to play the game. So now we're going to have a look at the difference between the games when you've got no internet.
Narrator, 1 of 7, value selector, off, 1 of 2.
as you have just seen, Forza Motorsport 7 absolutely wins this with an absolute landslide. I mean, on Forza Motorsport 8, you can't even see your own cars, what you own. You can't do no career mode. Basically, Forza Motorsport 8, you pretty much can't do anything. Nothing's saved. Your cars aren't saved locally. Only thing what's saved local is born stock cars and born stock tracks. You can't do anything else. You got it. Like you've seen, there's no career mode. And on Forza Motorsport 7, everything is saved locally. So you've got all your custom cars, all your custom everything that's just local, and the career mode is still available local with no internet as well. So my opinion, Forza Motorsport 7 wins this with an absolute landslide. And now we are going to have a look at buying cars and upgrading cars. My personal opinion, again, Forza Motorsport 7 wins this by an absolute landslide, because you can buy any car you want and you can upgrade the car straight away. Whereas like on Forza Motorsport 8, you've got to buy a car, then you've got to spend possibly 2 weeks leveling that car up before you can fully upgrade it. And that can be a massive pain for a lot of people who's working, because like your average Joe that's only got 1 to 2 hours a night to play, they aren't going to be able to upgrade that car for 2 weeks. Realistically, they're just not going to be able to do it. Now, it wasn't too bad because beforehand you had the old AI driving to level your car up, so it wasn't too bad with that. You know, it was doable, but they've completely taken that out of the game now. So you're looking at 1 to 2 weeks to be able to fully upgrade a car on Forza Motorsport 8, and to me that is just such an absolute disappointment. Now all this could be bearable if the tunings was okay. So now we're going to go into tuning a car and everything like that. my personal opinion, Forza Motorsport 7 absolutely destroys Forza Motorsport 8 again in the tuning setups. Now, this is the thing what's annoying me the most, is because yes, I can deal with not being able to buy any car I want. You know what I mean? Not being able to buy any car I want and stick an upgrade on it. I can sort of deal with that a little bit. But when it comes to the tuning setups, it's just such a pain, because it's like, you saw how slow it is on Forza Motorsport 8 trying to load your own personal tune-up or trying to load someone else's tune-up. Now, this is the issue with this game, how sluggish and how bad it is, because when you're online racing, like in this hopper, what I'm doing at the moment in background, for this Audi, I've got 3 different tuning setups for it. I've got one for the top speed, like that, one for Watkins G for top speed, 175 mile an hour. I've got one that's 160 mile an hour, and that can do really tight tracks, really tight corners, everything like that. And I've got one what can, what is a good all-rounder sort of car. So I need to switch between tuning setups, between which track it's on. Now, the issue with doing this is it takes such a long time to load a tuning setup that it's actually just worth spending an extra 2 hours leveling up 2 different cars, so I can have 3 cars with different tuning setups on each car, because it's quicker doing that in the long term than sitting there trying to load a tuning setup. Because what you saw in this is offline. I'll say offline, this isn't playing multiplayer. Now, if I'm playing multiplayer, it takes twice as long to load a tuning setup, and I don't understand how a game what is built from the ground up takes such a long time just to do such a basic task like loading a tuning setup. I mean, you saw how quick it was in Forza Motorsport 7. Bear in mind, Forza Motorsport 7 is a 5-year-old game, 6-year-old, pushing 6-year-old game now, and it is just absolutely smooth and butter smooth, and instantly just loads up any tuning setup you want. I don't know how people are just letting Turn 10 get away with stuff like this. It's just absolutely appalling in my opinion. So now we are going to switch over to tracks, what tracks Forza 8 have got compared to Forza 7, and the variants of each tracks as well. It's not looking good for Forza Motorsport 8, is it? Forza Motorsport 7 just absolutely wins by a landslide again. I mean, yes, Forza Motorsport 8 is still new, so there is a lot of tracks still to come out. And Forza Motorsport 8 does have a few variants of the tracks, which is better, but Forza Motorsport 7 just absolutely wins by a landslide again. And please correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section, but all these tracks you're seeing on FM7 is what you got on the release date as well. I believe, I may be wrong on that, but I believe they were. So now we are going to go and have a look at the online side and have a look at the online hoppers as well. So we will be back. That was just painful to watch. And again, it's like the amount of online hoppers that Forza Motorsport 7 has compared to 8 is just unreal. Now, don't get me wrong, Forza Motorsport 8 has got some really good hoppers, because like the touring car hoppers, I absolutely love the touring car hopper. It's one of my most favourite hoppers at the moment on all of Forza, and I really am loving it. But the amount of opportunity or the amount of options you've got on Forza 7 is just by far unreal compared to what you get on Forza Motorsport 8. Now, don't get me wrong, it's like with Forza Motorsport 8, I do like the game. It's not, I'm not just sitting here hating the game for the sake of hating the game. I do love Forza Motorsport 8. It is a good game, but the issue is the game could have been 10 times better than what it actually is. I mean, if this game realistically was built from the ground up like they've been stating since they've announced this game, it would have been absolutely amazing. I mean, they've just let themselves down on so many areas that it's not even funny. I mean, to me, this isn't worth £80 or whatever it is in your currency in your area. To me, this is like a £30 game. It's not even worth that. It's got such potential to be the best Forza that Turn 10 has ever created, but they have just flopped so hard on it. It's unreal. And I really do hope they do change this and do make the game into something what it should be. But there's just too many flaws in the game. I mean, it's like with the upgrades. I know I keep coming back to it. Now, I could bear the upgrade, buying cars and upgrading them. I could bear that if the tuning wasn't so incredibly slow. I mean, it's getting to the point that getting onto your own tuning setups on FM8, that it's just quicker to get a second car and just apply a tune on that and have 2 or 3 or 4 different cars with all different tuning setups on. It's Forza 8 could have been something amazing, but instead it's just flopped in my opinion. So I'm just gonna let this video end here. Sound off in the comment section to what you think of everything I've just said. I'm not too sure whether I'm going to let this race continue in the background or not, because the video is getting on to be quite some length now. So yeah, thank you for watching everyone, and let me know what you think.